Hi and welcome everybody. This is the second episode. Today we are talking about parts preparation, dimpling and the priming process. I make the same process for all the parts. First of all, you make a test fit of the parts. So before you do anything with the parts, you just fit them together so you can see if you have the right parts, the right amount of the parts, and if everything is coming together like it should be. And now we are going to make this with the vertical stabilizer. So here we go. You take your plans, of course, and you look at the parts, you search for the right parts, and then you click all the parts together like they should be. So you see, this is an easy process. The horizontal stabilizer was built in, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, but I ran in a big problem. I can show you. There are 3 holes and there should be 4. Or this should have 3 holes. So I have to call the factory and get new parts. I don't know how often this will happen. I hope it's not the daily process of having wrong parts. This is a little bit of disappointing. Of course, but yeah, I can move on and move forward and prepare the parts as long as I don't need this one. Yeah. So as you can see, peeling off the plastic is not the fun part of the build process, but it has to be done, and it has to be done carefully. So take your time, maybe get some friends and get the job done. Yeah, you'll see. So the next step is the deburring and preparing the parts. As you can see on these parts, they are really good fabricated. And you have hardly any burrs over these parts. Nevertheless, I use either the deep burring tool I have bought or just a hard metal surface to go a little bit over the surfaces, over the edges, so that the edges become nice. The second thing is to deburr the holes. Also the holes are very clean and don't need a lot of deburring, but especially the holes which will get dimpled, I will deburr from both sides. I just use a little drill, a bigger drill than this, and just go without any pressure, just a little bit over the holes. These holes will get dimpled, and I will do this also on the inside, but on the inside I just do it for those holes who get dimpled. So the next step is to dimple your parts. You have to dimple your parts to get the rivets countersink, and this is to get a smooth airflow, especially for the leading edges, for the wings and the stabilizer. I'm using this dimple device. You can buy one. There are several different dimple devices you can get. Some are quite cheap. There are only C-frames, only the frame here, and you need a hammer, and so you put in the dimple with the hammer, or there is a quite common device, but this one was really expensive. It's about $500 the device, and it will cost $1,000 to ship it to Europe. So I decided to build my own dimple device. So this is it. You can get the plans, of course, if you want to. It's a quite easy build if you can do the welding. So I welded by myself and put in some bearings in the front here. So you get these dimple ties with your kit. Sling is using 120 degrees dimple ties. So if you want to buy some dimple ties, make sure you have the right angle so that the dimple ties will fit to your rivets. Be sure to rivet the right parts and the right holes. When you dimple, you're deforming your parts and you cannot undo it. So double check it, and then check it a third time to be sure to make the right dimples. You see it if you're making the right dimples. There are different sizes of holes. So on this part, this hole is not to be dimpled. So you see this is the 3.2 millimeter rivet, and it will fit through this hole. And this one is going to be dimpled, and the rivet will not pass through this hole when it's undimpled. So you can check it which holes have to be dimpled and which not. When you dimple this hole will be enlarged so that the rivet will go through it. So I check it once again. This is not to be dimpled, and this one is going to be dimpled. So put on the dimple die. It will level by itself, and then you just press it down. And afterwards you can check it if your rivet will go through. No, it's not big enough, so you will have to ream it up a little bit. Yeah. And then the dimple should be good. Make sure that your rivets are in a 90-degree angle. They should all be this same lined up. This should not be some kind of angle here, so that the rivet will fit nice to this hole. For the skins, of course, you can dimple it here the same ways, but if you need bigger skins, it's important to have something like this. Put in here a plate, and the plate is the same level as the dimple die, so you can lay your skins, if you have bigger skins like this, flat on the surface, and you can dimple all the skins. It will be quite helpful if you have to dimple the skins for the elevators or for the stabilizer. So you can just go here and lay all the skins flat on your table. This table is also the same height as my other tables, so I can move this dimple device around. So if I have to dimple the skins for the wings, it will be much easier to do it with this one. So yeah, nice and easy, all the dimples. As you can see, we are outside now for the priming. First we will clean the parts with acetone, and then I will not touch the the parts with bare hands. And then I will use the Phoenixa edge primer to prime it. I will first prime the inside of the parts like they are lying here, and then turn it around and prime the outside of the parts. Of course, you have to take care of your safety, and you have to wear safety mask like these ones, and I will also wear a long shirt so that my skin and my lungs are protected, and especially the eyes. So yeah, let's clean the parts. They turned out really well. I really love the color. The gray is just looking amazing. So, and it's drying up really fast, so you can touch them within some minutes and put it back to the place where they belong. So, as you can see, all the parts have found their way on my board. They are ready and waiting for the assembling now. They are real nice. The finishing is really nice. They just look great, and they are protected now. Most of the parts are finished. There are some parts of the elevator which needs to be done, and then I will start the assembling process. So let me make some comments on the priming. There are some builders which do not prime anyway. I don't think this is a good idea. You pay a lot of money and you pay a lot of time to build your own plane, and so if you have some parts you will never see again like this in the stabilizer or in the wings. I think it's a good idea to protect them. So it's just a better and safe feeling. There are a lot of ways to make the corrosion protection. Like I choose the priming process. You can elodyne or use other techniques to do that. For me, it's an easy process. It's not too much time to my build process, and so I choose this one. Of course, it's a little bit of time you have to invest, and it's a little bit of money you have to pay for the primer. But I think at the end it will pay off in a long duration and a long lifespan of your plane. The only thing I'm not sure about now is how to protect the skins. By now I have just primed the inside of the skins, like there are other builders making like this, like in German there is Lutz. You can follow his build block too. He's a little bit ahead of me. I hope I will catch up. I think he's quite a quick builder and does an amazing job, so visit his build block. He's just priming inside. On the other hand, there are other builders like Sasha and Peter. They are building in the United States. They are also priming the skins on the outside, but only on the area where the rivets are. And so I'm not really sure. Of course, there is more protection if you prime this part too, but I don't really know if you will see it if the final paint is coming on the skin, and I don't want to see the primer underneath the skin, so I'm really not sure what to do about that. If you're another builder, so maybe you can give me a little hint. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of priming and parts preparation, and I hope you will see again when we start building horizontal stabilizer and vertical stabilizer. Ciao!